A little over a year ago, life took a turn I never could have imagined. One day one found myself without a home, wandering from place to place, unsure where I would sleep next or even if I would find someone who could tolerate me. That's when my friend, let's call her Emily, took me in. She's 30, sharp, kind, and surprisingly patient, considering my chaotic entrance into her life. At first, I didn't know how to fit in her carefully organized world. I was messy, loud, and honestly, a terrible roommate. I'd knock things over, leave my things everywhere, and she'd sigh, shake her head, and pick up after me. She fed me, cooked for me, helped me get back to some semblance of normal life, and for that, I'll always feel gratitude. Emily has a man, Mark, 30 years old. At first, Mark and I didn't get along. I guess he didn't like the chaos I brought into their perfectly calm life. Small arguments sparked here and there. He'd frown when I barked too loudly, or when I chewed something he considered off limits. But as days passed, something changed. Maybe it was my persistence, or maybe it was the fact that we just clicked. Mark and I discovered we shared so much in common. We loved hiking, we enjoyed junk food. We had similar quirks and silly little habits that made spending time together effortless. Emily isn't much for hiking, so naturally, Mark and I started going together. Those walks became our little adventures. Sometimes, when Emily was busy working or out, we'd just curl up on the couch together, sharing snacks we knew she'd never approve of. He seemed to understand me in ways no one else ever had. I could tell him anything, my fears, my frustrations, my hopes, and he'd listen. He didn't just tolerate me, he got me, and slowly, I realized that Mark was becoming my favorite person in the world. But love has a funny way of sneaking in when you least expect it. What started as friendship began to twist into something more. I caught myself thinking about him constantly. I wanted to sit closer, talk longer, and spend every second in his company. I hated when Emily was there, hovering between us. The jealousy wasn't something I planned, it just grew, quietly at first, until it became this loud, impossible to ignore feeling. Over time, my feelings for Mark deepened. It wasn't just a crush. I realized, with a jolt, that I loved him more than Emily. I hated admitting it, even to myself, but it was true. I found myself following him around the house, trying to be near him, sitting close on the couch, watching his every move. If he laughed, my heart lifted. If he looked sad, I felt a pang in my chest. And the more I tried to fight it, the stronger it became. It started with small things, curling up near him, resting my head against him, just for the warmth and comfort of being near someone who understood me completely. I'd find excuses to share snacks, to go for walks, to have small, private moments when Emily wasn't around, and he didn't seem to mind, at least not at first. He laughed at my antics, playfully pushed me when I tried to get too close, but I could tell he enjoyed our time together. But the line I was crossing wasn't invisible for long. Emily noticed the subtle shift. She called me out one day when she found me sprawled across Mark's lap, as if I belonged there. Her voice was calm but tinged with disappointment. "Are you trying to steal him?" she asked. Mark tried to laugh it off and gently pushed me away, but that small rejection cut deeper than I expected. My tail drooped, my ears flattened, and I realized my feelings weren't just cute little crushes anymore. They were real, intense, overwhelming. I started to dream about what it would be like to be his one and only, to be the one he looks for when he comes home, to be the one he loves as much as I love him. I imagined curling up with him forever, sharing every snack, every hike, every lazy afternoon together. My mind was full of what-ifs, and each what-if made my desire stronger. I hated feeling guilty, hated betraying Emily, but the love I felt for Mark was bigger than my shame, and yet, I didn't know how to act on it. He doesn't know that my playful closeness was more than affection. It was an attempt, however clumsy, to win his heart. I wanted him to see me as more than a friend or a roommate. I wanted him to choose me, not just as a companion, but as someone he could love and depend on. The way I had come to love him, living with them, created a storm inside me. I started noticing the way he laughed at Emily's jokes, the way Emily leaned on him during late-night conversations, the way he sometimes looked at her in ways I wanted him to look at me. Each glance, each touch, made me yearn, made my heart race, made me wish I could replace Emily in his world. I started thinking about what it meant to love someone beyond what's socially acceptable. I was a pit bull, 1.5 years old, and love for me wasn't just an idea, it was instinct, it was attachment. It was the kind of bond that defines your whole world. Mark became my world. I'd follow him anywhere, protect him if I could, comfort him in ways only I knew how. But all the while, I was aware of Emily's generosity. her kindness, the roof she provided me, the meals she cooked. She had given me everything I needed to survive, yet my heart wanted what I couldn't have, or maybe what I felt I deserved. Sometimes I'd lie awake at night, thinking about how to navigate this impossible situation. Could I ever tell him how I truly felt? Could I risk everything for a chance at love? Could I bear the pain of rejection, knowing that I might lose the only home I had? And yet, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that my feelings weren't going to disappear. The love had taken root, unshakable and consuming. I started to play small games sitting between them on the couch, nudging him with my nose, resting my head against him while Emily wasn't watching. Little acts of closeness, innocent enough on the surface, but deliberate in their intent. Each day, I became bolder, more insistent in my pursuit of his attention, yet terrified of what might happen if Emily found out. Then came the day Emily confronted me. Her voice carried disappointment. "Are you trying to steal him?" she asked. I froze, my tail tucked, my ears back. Mark laughed awkwardly, trying to ease the tension, pushing me gently off his lap. And in that moment, I realized the truth. I wasn't just playful or affectionate, I was in love, and I couldn't hide it anymore. I wanted to tell him, to let him know how I felt, but words fail me. How do you explain a love so deep it transcends friendship, loyalty, and reason? I wanted to be with him, to kiss him, to curl up next to him forever. I wanted him to choose me, to understand me in the ways Emily never could, in ways only I could offer. But fear of losing Emily's trust, fear of rejection, held me back. And so, here I am, caught in a paradox of gratitude and desire. I owe Emily everything, yet my heart belongs entirely to Mark. I am a pit bull, simple in instincts, yet my emotions are complex and impossible to untangle. Every day, I wrestle with love and loyalty, with hope and fear. I want to be his everything, yet I don't want to betray the friend who saved me. So, Reddit, AITA for loving my human's man more than my human, for wanting what I shouldn't, for letting my heart take over reason.